Forget national parks and remote islands. America's most breathtaking beauty is actually hiding in plain sight. It lives behind towering skyscrapers, along quiet cobblestone streets, between rows of colorful historic houses, and beside oceans that seem to stretch forever. From cities wrapped in Spanish moss to skylines glowing above the Pacific, America is home to urban landscapes that look almost too beautiful to be real. Today, we're counting down 10 of the most beautiful cities in the USA. And stay until number 1, because the city that takes the top spot might just surprise you. 10. Washington, D.C. America's capital isn't just about politics. Look beyond the government buildings, and you'll find one of the country's most impressive cityscapes. The National Mall stretches through the heart of the city, surrounded by monumental architecture, museums, and manicured gardens. The Washington Monument rises dramatically above the skyline, while the Lincoln Memorial creates one of the city's most powerful views. And when spring arrives, thousands of blooming cherry trees transform the tidal basin into a sea of pink and white. Washington, D.C. feels less like an ordinary city and more like an open-air museum. 9. San Diego, California. Imagine waking up to year-round sunshine, walking along a palm-lined beach, and seeing the Pacific stretch endlessly toward the horizon. That's San Diego. The city effortlessly combines dramatic coastal cliffs with a relaxed Southern California atmosphere. At La Jolla, rocky cliffs meet crystal-clear water where sea lions bask in the sun. Across the bay, Coronado offers wide sandy beaches and one of California's most iconic seaside settings. When the sun begins disappearing over the Pacific, the entire coastline turns golden. San Diego doesn't need to try too hard to be beautiful. Nature already did the work. 8. Boston, Massachusetts. Boston is beautiful because it is old, historic, and full of character. Walk through neighborhoods like Beacon Hill, and you'll find narrow streets lined with elegant brick townhouses and historic gas lamps. The Boston Public Garden adds another layer of charm, featuring tree-lined paths, vibrant flowers, and peaceful ponds right in the center of the city. But Boston becomes truly special in autumn. The trees explode with color. The historic brick buildings glow beneath the fall sunlight, and the entire city feels like a scene from another era. 7. New York City, New York. Few cities on Earth are as recognizable as New York, but seeing it in person? That's different. The skyscrapers seem to rise endlessly into the clouds. The Brooklyn Bridge stretches elegantly across the East River, and Central Park creates an enormous green oasis amidst the concrete. At night, Manhattan completely transforms. Millions of lights illuminate the streets while the skyline glows above the city. New York may be chaotic and loud, but in the middle of all that chaos, it becomes undeniably beautiful. There's something unforgettable about standing in the center of it all and realizing just how enormous this city really is. 6. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago proves that a city doesn't need mountains or tropical beaches to be breathtaking. Its beauty comes from the architecture. Skyscrapers rise along Lake Michigan, while the Chicago River cuts through the heart of downtown. From the towering skyline to the famous Riverwalk and Cloud Gate, Chicago feels like a living showcase of modern architecture. And when the sun sets over the lake, the glass buildings catch the final light, transforming the entire skyline. Chicago isn't just impressive, it's unforgettable. 5. Seattle, Washington. Seattle is where the city meets the wild. Skyscrapers rise directly beside the waters of Puget Sound. Evergreen forests surround the region, and on a clear day, the snow-capped peak of Mount Rainier dominates the horizon. The famous Space Needle gives you a perfect view of the urban core. But look beyond the skyline, and you'll see water, mountains, islands, and endless forests. Seattle feels less like a city surrounded by nature, and more like a city woven directly into it. When the clouds break and the mountains appear, it's easy to understand why people fall in love with the Pacific Northwest. 4. Honolulu, Hawaii. Now imagine a city surrounded by turquoise water, golden sand beaches, palm trees, and volcanic mountains. Welcome to Honolulu. Located on the island of Oahu, it offers something very few American cities can match: a tropical paradise and bustling city life in the exact same place. The iconic volcanic cone of Diamond Head rises dramatically behind the high-rises of Waikiki, while the Pacific stretches endlessly beyond the beach. As the sun sets over the ocean, the sky turns brilliant shades of orange and pink, making you forget you're inside a major American metropolis. 3. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans doesn't look like anywhere else in America, and that's part of its magic. Colorful Creole cottages line the streets. Historic wrought iron balconies hang above the sidewalks, and European-influenced architecture fills the historic French Quarter. But the beauty isn't only visual. Jazz music echoes from street corners. The smell of warm beignet and Creole food fills the air, and every building seems to have a story. At Jackson Square, historic landmarks surround one of the city's most vibrant public spaces, creating a city that feels alive with personality. 2. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston looks like it was designed directly for a movie set. Pastel-colored houses line quiet streets. Historic church steeples rise above the low rooftops, and elegant gardens peek out from behind grand iron gates. One of the city's most famous sights is Rainbow Row, a series of historic homes that have become an architectural icon. But the real magic comes from simply walking around. Every historic street seems to reveal another beautiful doorway or a hidden courtyard. And when the sun begins to set over the waterfront, Charleston becomes almost impossibly picturesque. But there's still one city left. San Francisco, California, taking our #1 spot. A city of steep hills, iconic cable cars, and a setting so dramatic it almost looks simulated. San Francisco. The city rises and falls across steep slopes, wrapped by the Pacific Ocean on one side and a massive bay on the other. Standing above it all is one of the most famous landmarks on Earth, the Golden Gate Bridge. But San Francisco's beauty isn't just about one monument. It's the cable cars climbing the hills, the colorful painted ladies of Alamo Square, and the skyline appearing sharply between narrow streets. When the coastal fog rolls through the city and wraps around the bridge, it looks entirely unreal. And that's exactly why San Francisco takes our #1 spot. America's most incredible views aren't just hidden in the wilderness. Sometimes, they're waiting right in the middle of the city. But which city truly deserves the #1 spot? Let us know your favorite in the comments below. If you want to discover more breathtaking destinations, subscribe to the Travel Files because our next stop might surprise you.